they heard that the government was going to have a training program for World War II. And if you had a flying school, you could participate in training pilots for World War II. But because it was an all African American school, they knew that they would be excluded. So they had to do something about that, right? So they decided, with the help of the Chicago Defender, who helped Bessie Coleman out in the beginning, Enid P. Waters, was the editor. Yeah. So they decided to fly a plane. Oh, a friend of mine did this. Yeah, thanks. So they flew a plane from Chicago to D.C. And with the help of the paper, they connected with all the politicians, the congressmen, senators, and including Harry S. Truman. At the time, he was just a senator. He wasn't a vice president yet. So he went to, they flew from Chicago to D.C. They met all the politicians, and they convinced them that they should be allowed to be part of this program. To make sure, though, the young lady there, Willa Brown, right? Willa Brown, she wrote the language to the bill for this training program, and she made sure that African Americans wouldn't be excluded. So their program, they told all the historic black colleges like Tuskegee and Howard that this program was going to be available and to gear up for it. But they had never trained any pilots. But the school here had. So the pilot program for all of this was the school here in Chicago. And it was called the Coffee School of Aeronautics. And it was Coffee. And it was run by Willa Brown and Cornelius Coffee. Okay? So they had the school. The school was overseen by Lieutenant Noel Parrish. Noel Parrish was a lieutenant at Army Glenview. He was training pilots at Army Glenview. So they sent him here to oversee the program. And the program went so well, he gave them every course available. So he taught basic flying, advanced courses with aerobatics, cross-country, and instruction. So all the courses you could get under that program, they were able to obtain. Now, the course was so successful, and they were so well regarded in the aviation community, that they started training white students from the University of Chicago. So they had an integrated program. Okay, so you can see here that's an integrated class. This is Wendell Phillips High School in the basement, right around the corner. That had a Boeing P-12 for aircraft familiarization for the advanced courses. And so this was a surprise to our government because they figured, well, we'll give them the chance and these universities, and they'll just teach some people how to fly, and that's it. They won't become fighter pilots, right? But when they saw they were training white students and they got the full deal and they were doing it all, they said, hey, well, we got to get involved. So they started building up the program in Tuskegee. Now, that was a segregated university, and so it was all African American. But this program continued to run, okay? So it was equivalent to Tuskegee, here in Chicago, run by African Americans, and teaching out of 10 students, they had always had 20% of their students were either white or female, okay? So they were teaching women and white students how to fly here in Chicago at an African-American run training program.
What year was that?
That was it started in 1940, right before we got into the war in 41. So it was called the Civilian Pilot Training Program till the war started, then it became the Wartime Training Program. But initially, they didn't want to say we were training pilots for the war, so they called it the Civilian Pilot Training Program. And the big thing was that Willa wrote the language so that we wouldn't have African Americans excluded from it, you know. So that's the.
So they still have. You mentioned Dunbar.
Yeah. So
they have. A program
yeah, they had the program. Yeah, they started teaching people in 1930, right? And till 1994, while coffee was still alive. He was born in 1903 and he died in 1994. So luckily he lived 91 years and he was able to maintain the aviation programs in our public schools. But when he passed away, it just disappeared. Okay? So now I'm trying to remind people of the rich history, how important it is, how important coffee was, and how important it is to have this in the schools. So I'm bringing back the story. I have his plane at Dunbar, and the principal is behind me trying to get the aviation program back in the school. So yeah, so that's what my purpose out here is, to meet you, to meet people, to have them talk to their aldermen and officials, and try to help get that program started again.
I would definitely.
No,
I would definitely.